Okay, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome. I see some guys here in the edgeful Discord. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear and see my screen. Likewise on socials. But yeah, we've had some momentum to the downside finally on the DAX in the London session. I managed to catch a little bit of some of these shorts off the highs here. Actually got quite a nice price. As we respected the opening range high, I got short over here with the stop. Actually, a little bit of a wider stop. This is the 50-minute time frame. I got out at the previous day's lows, which was down at 25,465. But yeah, pretty nice to see it coming back a little bit after multiple days to the high side. What gave me a little bit of confidence to short this was just that we did have a red day set in yesterday, and I was looking for a little bit of a pullback on this asset. The DAX is the German stock market index, trades in the European session on the Eurex market. So, some continuation after we put in a top yesterday with that bearish day. So, yeah, just a nice little short on that. Markets are coming down overnight as well. As we can see, all of the Mag 7 is trading lower. Now, one of the Mag 7 is trading higher pre-market. And this could be due to this. We had this come in my trading room chat yesterday. We can actually bring this up over here on Watch Guru. It was reported on Twitter. Let's just get that up over here like this. Just in 73% chance that the Supreme Court rules President Trump's tariffs are illegal tomorrow, which is obviously pretty interesting given the fact that, this will definitely move markets. I definitely think that we could see a little bit of a sell-off on American markets as well. What's up, Starboy, Mark? Yep, you guys can hear me. So let's speak a little bit about my longs yesterday, and then we can speak about markets coming into today, levels that I'm watching and everything like that. But obviously markets have just been bullish, for the last, pretty much year. But basically, since that November sell-off, we've just been making higher lows on the daily time frame. So I wanted to keep that long bias. Dips have just been being bought. Yesterday, on Monday, we sold off on the pre-market on Sunday into Monday's open, and then we just bid back higher, and that's where I was long. Not long. I was on stream with you guys on Monday and didn't manage the longs on ES. I caught the longs on YM. I know Jess in the chat here managed to catch some with me. But yeah, nice longs after that dip down, and that's what I was thinking. Very, very similar to what we saw yesterday. We dipped down into a level that I was watching, which was the opening range high level from Monday as well, and then I bought it back higher. Managed to get out at opening range lows. That was my trade yesterday. So let's go over levels that I'm watching on ES this morning. Let's just go over a few of these levels. So again, levels that I'm watching is back down at 64. I definitely think if we clear, there's that 940 level that I've been watching quite interestingly down there. I think if we clear that, we definitely start taking out lows. And then the highs back up here, back at 710, 7,000. Definitely going to keep an eye out. If we clear this 960 level, I think we trade down back into that 930 level. Let's go. What we are looking at, this is an hourly time frame on ES. What we can see, and you can get these indicators with edgeful right over here, bottom left-hand section over there, the trading view indicator access. You can get the indicators over there and use them either on TradingView or NinjaTrader. Personally, I use TradingView. But what we are seeing is that edgeful's previous week's range indicator. You can see it will come up over there. Previous week's highs is back up at 7,015. Okay, and lows are back down at 6,900. Okay, so we have respected now. Okay, as you can see, previous week's highs, and we've put in a red day yesterday. I'm thinking we could possibly start to see a little bit of a retracement back into those previous week's lows. That's what I am looking for at the moment. Okay, so just bear that in mind, and we will keep an eye out on that. But I think we could maybe see some potential rollover on ES as well. So if we go to NASDAQ trading a little bit more bearish at the moment. We have taken out previous day's lows already. So just some levels on the NASDAQ that I was watching was at 950 level. Okay. And then again, back down at these lows at 650, 640. So that's what I am watching. We already have taken out pre-market lows, previous day's lows. And then on ES, we have also taken out previous day's lows as well. That's that white dotted line coming across my screen. So that's what I am looking at and interested on, is just the continued maybe sell-off on these indexes. As I said, nothing really pre-market is jumping out that we should be long biased. Mag 7 is down. Any questions in the chat? Any thoughts in the chat right now? Let me know. Speak up. Let me know. Let's see if we've got any questions, anything that you guys want me to go over. Any reports that you guys want me to cover? Let me know. Yeah, we got some questions coming in the chat here. Perfect. Okay, so what would be the pullback level for NQ today? What's up? Yeah, good to have you in the chat. So NQ, I would like a pullback. See how we can even draw this as a level here as well. We respected that yesterday, late evening, South African time. What I would like ideally is a pullback into that 800, 850 level, and then look to see if we roll over. If we start getting vertical, because again, we've got to keep in mind that dips have been bought in the indexes right now. But if we start to show some resistance up over there, I think we could get that pullback level at 850, 830. Between 830 and 850 could be quite nice. It lines up with where we were yesterday. We've shaken out those lows, that level, and now we're looking at kind of like a break and retest. Can you explain a little bit more of the in-play part of edgeful? Yeah, perfect. The what's in play. Yeah, the what's in play, it's tough to... bear in mind, I am going to do a stream. I have already scheduled on edgeful's YouTube as well as mine as well, or Twitter, wherever you're watching this. But I'm going to be streaming at 12 Eastern time today for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes as well. And then we can see the what's in play. But basically what the what's in play section is, it shows you what reports could be setting up. And you can change that for the data filter from 60% up to 100% in terms of the probabilities. Yesterday, I did speak about this as well. I actually made a tweet on it, but I think something very, very simple that you could use was the NASDAQ yesterday. So let's go on the NQ. Okay, NASDAQ. Okay, and you can see that opening candle continuation report, which was pretty cool. Yesterday, in the last 6 months, if the first hour is bearish, 71% of the time we will close as a bearish closing day. And with that first hour being bearish yesterday, we can actually put that opening candle continuation indicator on. You can see it was red yesterday. And where do we close? The day down. Same as on Monday. First hour was bullish, we closed the day higher. So you could be looking for shorts on pullback. So yesterday, first hour was bearish. You could be getting short as we start to rotate off these highs again. Like that. Something like this, maybe with a stop at the high. Okay. Something like that. Either short on... when was it? Where there was one of these days lined up pretty nicely. But yeah, even in bullish markets, you can find a nice continuation play with the data. Okay. I obviously got long ES yesterday, just playing the balance play. But on the NASDAQ, I think we were looking a lot more bearish on the NASDAQ. We took out pre-market lows with that bearish first hour. As we rotate off these highs, you can be looking for that, right? So that was definitely something you could be, that you should be looking at in your trading personally, I think. So that's my levels on NQ and ES. Any other questions in the chat? Hoa, good to have you on. Sloth, good to have you on as well. How's your guys' week been so far? I want to speak a little bit about maybe copy trading. I know a lot of you guys in the chat are trading with prop firms. Personally, for me, I've never been a massive fan of multi-copy trading. Sometimes I like to trade quite aggressively. And when you do hit your max daily loss, you hit your max daily loss across all your accounts. I found that I trade better when I am more aggressive on the prop firms, but on each individual account. Also, if you give yourself a monthly budget to spend, it's the same as maybe putting money in your personal trading account. But if you give yourself a monthly budget to spend on these prop firms and you copy trade them all at once and you mess it up, well, that's your monthly budget gone for the month. Whereas if you get the accounts and you trade them individually but more aggressive, you give yourself more chances. So just something to think of. Anyone got any thoughts on that? I obviously also trade my own personal cash account that I'm always running in the back end. So that's something to speak about as well too. So if you are watching the stream and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, to Edgeful's YouTube channel, make sure to do so. And then again, everything that you need trading wise, if you want to check Edgeful out, if you don't have an Edgeful membership, you can actually get a 7-day free trial through this link over there. It should give you that. But go check it out there. I'll put the link in the chat. And then I'll be in my live trading room for the open. And then, as I said, at 12 Eastern time, I'll be live here on my channels as well as Edgeful's channels too. So yeah, go check all of that good stuff out over there. But yeah, that's my levels on NQ. Ran through a rough patch, but risk management has kept me safe. Profits on one set of accounts and losses on like splitting them up. Agreed. Sloth saying that he likes splitting his accounts up, and that's what I agree with. I think that if you trade all of them at the same time, you run the risk of sometimes messing them up, and then you don't have other accounts. You want to protect them too. It's like putting all your money that you have into a day trading account, and then you have a bad week or something. It's not great. That's why I think splitting the prop firms up accounts is a wise thing to do. Perfect. So I've spoken about a few things. I did have that AMD swing long position, which obviously Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays I do pre-market, but I had that AMD swing long. I am majority out of my trade. It was actually a beautiful entry. I spoke about this on stream on Monday about potential longs on Tesla and what was the other one? Palantir and AMD. I entered this near the close on Tuesday, Wednesday, and we were trading 5% up on some fundamentals. I ended up getting most of my position out at about 219, and then I took 80% off and I'm still trailing 20% on this. My Tesla actually had to cut yesterday. I didn't like how it was messing around, so I ended up cutting Tesla for not a bad loss. I was in a 451. I got out at about 447.5. But we still are holding that 5-day SMA. I just didn't like it. I'd rather look to reposition my entries, right? From my swing trading perspective, you want to obviously cut losers and let the winners ride. So a nice day yesterday put me quite well up on the day. That was on my personal account. You obviously can't trade stocks with most of these prop firms. So yeah, from the swing trading perspective, I am just running those AMD longs at the moment. I did have one other position that I am in. I entered Robinhood late yesterday trading hours. I'm in at about 120.2, give or take. And we are looking like we're breaking out. I'm looking for about 124 on this, but we'll see how we do trade. Stocks aren't looking particularly bullish here pre-market, so we'll see how we do trade. But on top of my day trading, I do like to take some of these swing trading positions on the individual stock names. Yeah, not great week so far, but good risk management helping me still play, keeping my mental game strong. Nice, Mark. Yeah, no matter what, there's no best trading strategy, or every strategy is going to have its down periods, but you do have to just make sure you are managing risk. So keep that in the forefront. Any other questions in the Discord chat? In the chat over here, what's up, KB? I see in the chat as well. Let me know. But yeah, I always appreciate you guys joining me on streams here pre-market. I stream Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays pre-market for this pre-market analysis, thoughts on the day, just getting the right mental. And then Mondays and Fridays with Edgeful on the stream. And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on my own live trading room. And you can check my live trading room out. The link is in my bio. I have put in the chat as well. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Let me know. Okay, we got some questions in the chat coming through. What is your YM lower level? I've been mine starting around 49, 120. Let's have a look at that. I do prefer to trade ES or NQ, but YM I definitely do find some nice trades from time to time. Yeah, the lower level, I mean, we are sitting at a little bit of a support right now. I would say personally, we have bounced from this quite a few times. This is actually the same price level that we were buying it at on, sorry, not on, yeah, that was Friday. Monday, we were buying at 40, 49, 500, call it. Yeah, my lower level, I would say back down. Let's just go out to an hourly time frame as well. We can see we are a little bit of a support, but yeah, 120 would be that level. I do agree with that. We do have to be careful of how we are trading around this 49, 200 level too. I think YM was actually particularly the most bearish index yesterday. Look how we break the opening range low. First, our bearish underneath opening range low and session VWAPs. You guys know I love using the edgeful data and the VWAPs and opening range. And then we end up taking there. I definitely would like to see us take this 200 level out, and then we can maybe look back down to 49K. That would be my thought process on that. Just look again how we respected previous week's highs. That green line coming across my screen is previous week's highs and YM. I have found very interestingly enough that when I zoom out and I look at the time frames, like 15 minutes and above, I see a lot better picture of my trading and what I want to do. And I'm not jumping into trades looking at a 1 minute time frame. Just something interesting to keep in mind. How long do you trade per day? How long have you been trading? Good to have you on, Levi. I've been trading for 9 years. Give or take 6 of those years have been full-time as my main source of income. I got into trading in 2018. So this is my 9th year of trading. And I got into trading currencies. Did pretty well that side. Volume dried up and I moved over to stocks and indexes about 3 years ago. So yeah, 9 years total trading. And I trade the New York session for about 3 hours a day, maybe 4 hours max. I've always been of the proponent that less is more. And when you do zoom out, I think a lot of traders, they get stuck in the lower time frame vortexes, and if they just zoom out, they probably do a lot better. I've just seen it so many times where traders are back and forth trying to scalp. Can you make money scalping? Of course, but I think that a lot of traders would do better if they just zoom out and maybe take less trades but more conviction in their better setups, instead of trying to make it happen all the time. Just taking less is more, right? Minis or macros? I don't trade futures, actually, Levi. I'm in South Africa. We actually can't trade futures in South Africa. I trade all these instruments as CFDs, stock CFDs or index CFDs. And obviously, there's no minis or macros. There's just standard position sizing. Obviously, being in South Africa, we actually can't open up a Trader 8 personal trading account. So unfortunately, no futures for me, but I'm still trading YM NQES when you stock just as a CFD contract, right? So with regulated brokers, of course, which I always say. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't open actually individual trading accounts with TraderVate. They just won't allow us. What is the CFD contract? So contracts for difference, that's what a CFD is. It's just, it basically trades the same way as a futures. It's just a different way to different instrument to trade it, contract to trade it as. So it trades exactly the same, very, very similar to how futures move. Just the position sizing is different. I'm still trading ES or NQ, it's just a different way to trade it. It's very similar, just the position sizing a little bit different. That's all it is. So yeah. This week, found myself a couple of FOMO trades, not chuffed about it, forcing trades, trying to focus on quality and listen to your saying I'd rather be out of a trade wishing I was, yeah, I'd rather be out of trade wishing I was in than in a trade wishing I was out. So less is more. Just zoom out as well. That's what I've been looking like recently. I've only been looking at like the last 3 weeks, only looking at the 15-minute time frame. And it's helped me a lot just to see what price action is actually doing instead of getting, I mean, anyone can come and sit on the 1 minute chart here and I can think, oh shit, it's going short now, or whatever it is. But look at that. You just block out a lot of noise. Look at the 1 minute time frame. Look at the 15. It just makes a lot more sense for me just to be zoomed out. Find what works for you, but I think definitely if you are struggling with over trading and that, just zoom out a little bit and slow things down. So we'll leave you guys there. I'll be live at 12 Eastern time again. I'm going to be live in my own live trading room now for the open, but then 12 Eastern time, I'll be live here with edgeful as well. So make sure to go check me out. I won't be in the Discord live. I will be live on the socials, but I obviously will be in the Discord chatting throughout the day. Hope that you guys have a great one. We'll stay in touch. And let me know if you got anything, any questions. Follow me on my socials. Send me messages. Trading's about community and just being there, making sure you're on to learn. And but yeah, have a great rest of the trading day, and we'll stay in touch. Cheers, guys.